Good morning, everybody. Sitting here doing some share drive stuff. Figured, why not talk about Google Share Drive? This is a concept that we came up with a little while back, and it's actually worked out extremely well. So we were having issues with trying to keep stuff organized and how to share across the team information, whether it was photos, flyers, open house information. And there's multiple systems that we use, and I'll probably talk about some of those here in the future. But one of the main ones that we kind of figured out was being able to leverage Google Drive, and it's fantastic. So we use the share drive not just for controlling our content, but one of the big things that we started using it for was creating folders for pre-listing packages, and also continued and following up with clients, continued access and content for clients. So to start off, pre-listing packages. What we do is we actually create a whole bunch of content, and I'm looking at some of it to my right here because I'm downloading stuff into one of our properties right now while I'm doing this. So we have what's my home's upgrades, because we give our clients we give them homework. We actually ask them to do homework for us because we want them to engage with us while we're at the actual listing appointment. And actually prior to that, we ask them to do some of this homework for us because they know the home better than we do, and we want them to tell us, what do you think is important about your house? What kind of upgrades have you put into your home? Different things like this. So we actually require them to do some homework before we actually take the listing, and it actually helps them it changes their mindset to where they're committed to not only working with us, but committed to the process. And I think that's a big one for a lot of people that are looking to sell their home, is they aren't always committed to the process. They just think, well, this real estate agent's going to show up, they're going to take some photos, they're going to put it on the market, and it's just magic. Magic's just going to happen. As we know, depending on, there are, for us out here, the price points, anything under 500,000 is gone in probably, if marketed appropriately, is gone in about 12 hours, and anything under 6 is probably gone within, a week. Once you get above that, it's some work. So we have that kind of stuff. We also have, 10 reasons to work with us, top 4 reasons your home. We also have basically a step through walk by, step-by-step guide on what it takes to sell your home. It's like an 80-page thing that we put together, and we send that out. So along with our seller's guide, so the package that we actually take, it has our 19-point system on how we sell homes, etc. But that's our guide. We also put in there in the share drive different types of flyers from other properties. We put in our video content to show them the quality of our video that we do on homes, along with aerial shots, drone shots, stuff like that. And we put in the photos so they can see the quality of our photos and some of our marketing. We also drop in there some of our content stuff. So example, off of Facebook, our business page alone probably gets about 200,000 people to engage with it every 30 days. So we put in different stats like that along with Zillow and everything else. So we put it all into this share drive, and we actually have a pre-listing package share. When somebody gives a call or we call somebody and they're interested in speaking with us, all I have to do is right click, share, type in their email address, and I send it to them. So they can sit down. Most people are pretty intelligent if they own a home, right? They can sit down and they can dig through some of this content and material on their own, either to qualify us in order to set up an interview, or before we even show up for an interview. So when we're sitting there, we're able to just sit down and communicate and talk to figure out what their needs are. We're able to figure out, how can we help them, or can we help them? Because the way we view interviews is you're interviewing us for a job to sell your home, but we're also interviewing you. We have a lot of listings, and some people, we just may decide that we don't want to work with them for whatever reason. Maybe their price is unrealistic. I think the one that always kind of gets me is the for sale by owner mentality. When you walk in and they're telling us how we're going to do our job. So this guy, for a living, he's a plumber. Well, I'm in real estate, I'm a plumber, and I know how to sell this house. So if you're not going to follow our process, and this is what we do for a living every day, 7 days a week, we're in here 7 days a week, right? Then why do you need us? So the share drive kind of actually does a lot of great things. It initially gets them engaged. It initially prepares us and puts us in a great light before we show up for the interview. Because what we find in our market, when we walk into somebody's house, we're one of maybe 12 agents that are interviewing for the job. And I would say over the last year, this year, 2016, we've only walked out of 2 listing appointments so far where we didn't get the listing. And I attribute a lot of that to the content that we put together and the share drive that we put together. So Google Drive is huge. The other reason, once you've listed the house, it's on the market, that's where I put their photos. That's where I put their video content. That's where I put all the stuff that was originally in the share to them before the pre-listing. And that's also where our transaction coordinators can put in content. That's where we put up their listings, all their listing information. That's where everybody on the team can actually drop content for that client. So if we do an open house, they can jump onto their private Google share drive, right? And actually see what happened that weekend. They can actually see, what stuff went out on Facebook. They can see how many engagements they got on Zillow, because we put all that information in there. So now we have a client that can jump on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, can sit there, jump into their personal share, and see exactly what we're doing and what we've actually done. One of the big things that we kept hearing on every appointment, and we built this business off of expired listings, actually. And we would hear from people, well, I'm paying them a lot of money, and I was always in the dark. I never knew what was going on. I always felt like, they weren't doing anything to earn the job. That was important. So we wanted to show them what we're going to do for them to keep them up to date every week, while saving us some energy, because it's just a process for us. Everybody that's on the team just puts the content in here. So they're able to see everything that's happening behind the scenes, which saves us a lot of energy with our clients as well, because we don't have to engage with them all the time. We don't have to get a text message saying, what's going on? We don't have to get a phone call saying, I'm confused, I need an update. It's all right there. It's always updated. And there's some other stuff that we put in the share drive. One of them is a plan of action and milestones. It's something we learned from the Marine Corps. It's pretty fantastic. Maybe I'll talk about that another time, because I'm already over my limit. I always try to keep these to 5 minutes. But today I want to talk about the Google share drive. Hopefully this helps some of you guys, maybe. And maybe it's something that you can include into your repertoire. If you have any questions, please, send me a message, send me a PM, give me a call, whatever you'd like, send me an email. Yeah, it seems like the more videos I put out, the more messages people send me. So, the reason why I'm doing this, it's an opportunity to share some of the stuff that I've learned, because I feel like a lot of the things that I always looked up, whether it was on a podcast or online or I talked to an agent, I never heard about the things that I think are important. Like, I'm going to talk about leveraging affiliates. I haven't heard anything on leveraging affiliates ever. And it's an important part of the business. And I guess because of some of my personal beliefs, I just decided that I wanted to start doing this. And what I'm hoping for is that other people that are out there watching this, everybody has a special talent, or everybody's figured out something. Do the same thing. Just share some of your information. You don't have to share all of it. I'm not saying come out with a Colonel's magic recipe or anything. I'm just saying, just give some content. So anyways, I'm Chris, Kim Steele and Associates. Hope this helps you all out. All right, have a good one.